I live for such opportunities. The reason is because the information that comes forth can help you help yourself in your awakening. We're born into this life, and we're born with a certain awareness that causes us to believe our experience is true, when the fact of the matter is our experience is contrived. Most people don't realize this because most people are living from an unconscious basis, and they accept whatever is being presented to them, and their acceptance causes them to live a life that is in keeping with whatever is going on. Of course, there's nothing going on right now, so it's kind of dull and boring. So what I'm speaking of is the recognition that to some people's awareness, in their awakening, they're saying, wow, this is a big game. But it's not necessarily a favorable game. But for me to become aware of the game helps me to look again from as many different perspectives as I can and see it isn't as it appears to be. There have been stories written about this. There's been movies made of it, and one of them is The Matrix, a trilogy, that brings out certain qualities of this life that we're living to a degree to where if you begin to awaken, you're going to see that this that's called the Matrix operates because of our participation. If we do not participate, it will not have its effect upon us. But if we do, then we hold it together. It cannot exist without our participation. It is set up to be addictive. It has been with us since birth, and due to a false sense of security, many people are hesitant or reluctant to explore what may exist beyond the confines of the Matrix. We are conditioned to reject the idea of free will and self-empowerment. And we are encouraged to embrace that change will come from an external source. The fact of the matter is, the real answers and our real power lay within us. They are who we truly are. That as we choose to awaken, we start discovering the answers, and we also start experiencing how we can, with a conscious awareness, direct our powers in such a way that we move beyond the influence of the Matrix. So, one of the things is, understand, the Matrix exists. And then, you're going to have a sincere desire to escape the effects. And then not only escape, but you've got to create something in which to live. So you've got to actively create a clearer and better reality for yourself. Now, hey, this is not out of harmony with the original design of this earth life. Because the original design is to help you help yourself. But you have to pay attention if you're going to be able to do it. Because you see, what we think, what we feel, what we choose to express, create our experiences. And our experiences are mirrors back to us, showing us our state of mind, our state of being. So it's a good design, but it's just been corrupted. But most people don't realize this. Most people are just so locked down in fear that they're afraid of ridicule. So because they're afraid of ridicule, they allow what others think of them to rule their lives. They're afraid of true independence, so conformity and mediocrity rules our lives. Afraid of taking an honest look at self, So when this happens, someone else rules your life. Their opinion becomes more important than your own sense of self. Here's a favorite of mine, and I'm sure it will be of yours too. Ego. When you're unenlightened, you're uninformed, when you're unconscious, most of the time you believe you are your ego. It takes an awakening to realize, wow, I have an ego. But up to now, my ego's had me. I've been doing anything and everything that my ego has said and haven't even been aware of the fact that it's been ruling me. Well, that's part of the design of the matrix, because you see, our egos have been masterfully manipulated so that we have become slaves to our egos instead of masters of it. Let's look at some of the tools and the toys that the matrix uses. One of them is, of course, the internet. The original design of the internet is wonderful. What an excellent way to spread information. And in that way to bring enlightenment, to bring knowledge, to bring understanding. But it too has been corrupted. And you look at it from the perspective of, let's just look at these forums that are created. They allow people to blow off steam, but so far as actually coming to any livable solution, do we see them working in the world today? No, we don't. Of course, today is an excellent opportunity of how this matrix is working in such a way to destroy strong family units, to destroy strong communities, to destroy strong countries and strong cultures. Because you see, any of these that remain strong, they are a definite threat to the matrix operation. So what's happening today? What's happening with families? There's an uprising, but you know there has to be more than just an uprising. There has to be an awakening to realize that we are the ones who are participating in this. If we give over our power to others, then we are allowing others to make our decisions for us. And what that then translates into is all of that energy goes to working for the one at the exclusion of the many. Now, I find it a little challenging to get actively engaged in politics because I personally feel politics is such a ruse. But I look at the way that it's being used and I say, all right, if I do not speak my piece and live the piece that I'm speaking, then I have no real authority to say anything. But because I am living what I believe, then I have that type of energy to convey and encourage you to likewise wake up and come to a place of living what you feel you need to live to be at peace and in harmony with yourself. Another way that this translates is if you live the version of you that makes you feel good about you being you, you are involved in the awakening process. But if you forfeit that and say, gee, I can't really do anything about it because it's too big for me to do, then you're falling right into the power structure of absorption by the matrix that's saying, okay, live your apathy. Or if you want to live in a state of blaming the controllers of the matrix for what's going on, then you've just confirmed the fact that you see yourself as being a victim. So look at these things that I'm bringing forth today and put them together in an order that help you come to a place of feeling, all right, I was born into this lifetime. This is my life. It's nobody else's unless I give it away. And if I choose to claim it for mine, then I've got to do some things to where I feel good about the claim I'm making. What can this lead you to? Well, it can lead you to conflict. First place it's going to show up is in yourself. Because you're going to experience a conflict of what you have been told to be true. And what you're coming to realize isn't truth at all. And then to come to a place of what is true for you. And then to look and see that's going to affect the relationships you have in your life right now. You may find yourself in a circle of people who wish to stay asleep, and that's fine. But if you think you're still going to be able to be buddy-buddy, friendly with them, then you're going to look again and see, okay, I have to come to a place of seeing what really is more important to me. Keeping myself down by staying with others who are living that as a frame of reference, or choosing to awaken in myself and raise my rate of vibration and choose to live those rates. And if I choose that, then I know by so doing, life is going to reveal back to me, manifest back to me, the choices that I'm making. Because that's the way life works, no matter what level you're living it through. So, what's the next thing you're going to experience? That right there. Experience. That's the name of the game. That really is. We all have to do it our own way. And we discover our way through our experience. So I'm encouraging you to have that piece right there, and that is courage. Because you're going to need courage in order for you to continue in your awakening. And have the courage to follow your own lead instead of giving it away to somebody else. So, I mentioned the internet, and I mentioned the blogs, and I mentioned some of the other stuff that's going on, but I certainly didn't mention it all. I don't have the time, nor the effort, nor the intention of doing that. But I do want you to look and see your life is precious. Now I want you to look and see the choices you're making today. You chose to be here for whatever reasons. I want you to, as you can, look inside yourself and see there's a part of you who wanted you to hear this, even if you find another part of you resisting the fact that you're listening. So thank you very much for your attention. For more information about the Metaphysical Church of Enlightenment or the Rodin Foundation, please go to our website at www.rodin.org. If you have been inspired by the revelations shared in these podcasts, please donate to the Rodin Foundation's ongoing efforts to help others help themselves at www.rodin.org/donate.